out here in fucking nature again. Feels pretty fucking peaceful, even though the place closes at 6:30. Why would you close at 6:30? You should at least give me an hour to get the fuck out of here after sunset. Well, got another fucking package. Somebody has mailed me something from Amazon Prime Whole Foods Market. But it's in a Nickelodeon box? Is Amazon like advertising shit with Nickelodeon now? I mean, let's see here. We've got, oh, this might come in fucking handy for my overnight. Pour over brew coffee from Blvd. I will put this in the description of this video, but in case you want one. But it looks like it'll solve my, it's not very heavy either, so no more cowboy coffee maybe. I can just put the coffee in this shit, which will come in handy for my upcoming 5-day fast, where I'm allowed to have black coffee and water, all from the lake mostly. Once I run out of my whatever I pack in, I'm gonna try and carry 3 or 4 liters in though. This is a gift for you. Hi Scott. Oh wait, here we go. Hi Scott, enjoy your gift. Great for car camping, from Gary Riggleman. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I will definitely use this. Like, I didn't even know shit like this existed. Shows you how much fucking research I do on the whole survival camping thing. I just don't have time to watch that kind of shit. I'm busy keeping up with nutrition and health and wellness, and right now I'm reading a new audio book. So thanks again. And if you want to mail some shit and have me try it and review it or talk about it, or you just want to be really nice and support what I'm doing with the car camping and the other aspects of my life that I'm doing to try and improve, you can mail shit. The address is in all of the end credits of every video I do. It's also in the description, but in case you just want to know, it's 4736 Onondaga Boulevard, Suite 150, Syracuse, New York, 13219-3304. And I check it once or twice a week, sometimes twice a week. And that's how you guys have been mailing me shit. I mean, people have been mailing me stuff to help out my camping trips. People have been mailing me stuff to you know, review. That people have been mailing me books to read. Food items I'm not too keen on, so be careful sending food items. They have to come drop shipped from Amazon. I won't take anything and eat it that's directly, you know, just for safety's sake, that's directly sent to me from somebody. But overall, I will, you know, share with you whatever I get. I'll have a mail drop day, as long as my channel keeps going anyway. Which, we're still going. Still kind of going. Now I got to do some Uber, even though we're still going. But just thought I'd do a quick update on the carnivore diet, my depression issues, and my plans for the next couple weeks, which are going to include, I'll stand in the shadow of this fucking tree here so I don't blow out my face. It's day 10, I think it is, of the carnivore diet. I am starting to get in that adapted frame of mind, same as last time. I'm shitting daily, small amounts of shit, which I'm sure you tuned in just to watch me talk about my shit and shit. But basically, my mood has stabilized. Like within 5 or 6 days, it started to improve. And right now, I am completely 100% stable and shit. Like, I feel pretty fucking good right now. And, you know, it's just, I can't believe how powerful the carnivore diet is in terms of mood stabilization and removing you from depression and just overall feeling better. But a lot of it also isn't, you know, I can't attribute it all to the carnivore diet. I, of course, haven't drank alcohol or done anything of that nature for the entire 10 days as well. Like, I'm completely sober, and I can't, like, scientifically fucking say that because I'm carnivore, because I, you know, quit drinking, you know, I can't narrow it down to just one of those things. So obviously the only way to figure that out would be to reintroduce at some point. But before you take a shit on me, this is just an example of how I would figure this out. Like, I would reintroduce my 3-drink limit and see if my mood tanked again. Here's the thing though, I have a new rule about the 3-drink limit thing. I am no longer going to drink unless my mood is fucking spot on. Like, as in, you know, brilliantly fucking happy, go lucky, or just in the upper ranges of mood. And I think that's the best way to go about it. Like, I don't think that trying to drink to resolve problems, or if you're stressed, or if you're having that cortisol response, that drinking or any other hedonic behaviors are a good answer. The answer is to de-stress, and one of the ways to do that is exactly what I'm doing now, and that's just being out here in a nice, quiet nature, beautiful place. You know, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. So, I mean, and shit, you know. So, and it's fall. It's a really good time to be out hiking. It's actually unseasonably warm for being the fall. And, you know, I gotta say that this has been one of the better choices I've made in the past few months, is to go carnivore and try and fix myself. So, you know, even though I'm making, you know, my mood's good, my health probably still needs a tune-up from the alcohol consumption or from whatever the fuck on keto I was eating that was fucking me up, which I don't know. Suspects would be Halo Top, could be fucking some fruit I ate, I don't know, some vegetables I occasionally ate. So, or maybe nuts, I don't know. It could be Veronica's Health Crunch, my favorite fucking keto dessert of all time. I do know it is not my full-fat Greek yogurt, because I still eat that. Just a recap of what I'm eating on the carnivore diet. I hope there's no wind noise here. I don't have a dead cat on my fucking mic. You know, I'm eating full-fat Greek yogurt. I'm eating red meat, steak, ribeyes. A little pricey with the ribeye, so I don't do that every day. A lot of times I'll do organic ground beef, 80%, so I get a lot of fat. I still do heavy cream. I still do cheese. I still do coffee with the heavy cream. I still do stevia erythritol, because you got to have a little sweet in your life. Otherwise, you're liable to fall the fuck off the diet. So, you know, I'm doing all of these things to make the diet sustainable long term. But it's not, I don't have the goal of staying carnivore. It's a reset button. I'm going to do this and then I'm gonna try different shit and see what happens. And sometimes I'm gonna try shit that doesn't work or that could send me down the rabbit hole again, and that's part of this journey, is trial and error and shit. Hello. I still get freaked out about vlogging in front of people. I need to get better about that and shit. So anyways, long-term carnivore is not necessarily the goal. It's just a possibility to reset. Now that's not to me, it doesn't mean you can use carnivore as many times as you need to. You don't need to be carnivore all the time. It's feasible that you could go back to keto for a while, and then if you start feeling a little rough, jump back to carnivore and just in and out as much as you need. It's all a basis of what's sustainable for you, what makes you feel good about, how you feel or what you do. And another thing that, I've been thinking a lot about lately is, because I know a lot of people who trying keto have failed. Like, Christy just keeps falling on her ass when it comes to keto. And a few others, and some people just aren't even interested at all in it because of the addiction of the standard American diet, and they feel deprived and whatever. But they don't realize that in order to change your health, to be healthier, to feel better, you really have to teach. I've been listening a lot to some of the way the mind works, the conscious and subconscious and stuff like that lately. And you really need to train your subconscious. Your subconscious is your autopilot, and it basically is just a playback of, responses to stimulus that require no conscious thought whatsoever. It's why, like, sometimes you'll be bullshitting with somebody while you're driving, and lo and behold, you've missed your exit because you weren't fucking paying attention, but you didn't die. It's because your autopilot was working. Well, your whole life is mapped with these pre-programmed ways of dealing with things. That includes dealing with stress. Some people pre-program themselves to deal with stress by going to the bar and fucking getting lit every fucking night. Or, by doing all these unhealthy fucking things to deal with whatever the hell's bothering them. And that is a programmed response. A lot of times you're not even really super conscious of it. Even though you make a conscious decision to go to a bar, you don't, your autopilot kind of takes over at that point because you're bullshitting with people. You're not actively thinking about the fact that you're drinking and what to do about it. You're just kind of there, and your autopilot's like, okay, we're at the bar, we're supposed to drink, and that makes our problems get a little better, supposedly. And that's ingrained into your fucking subconscious. Well, the only way to fix something like that is by repetitively and actively, consciously not doing it. And at first it's gonna fucking suck. You're not gonna be happy. It's the same thing with quitting carbs. It's the same thing with quitting sugar. It's the same thing with changing your diet. These are habits you've done your whole life. You've trained your subconscious that, hey, I need to go get me a fucking sandwich when I'm hungry. Or, hey, I need to drink soda when I'm thirsty. These are all things that you do, and the reward centers, and all of that gets recorded in your subconscious. And when you first try and change these habits, you're gonna fall on your ass. So many times I did. I don't know about you, but I definitely fell on my ass a bunch. I had to start walking back because it's a little bit, I might get in trouble. I don't want to leave the sunset though, and shit. The sunset's pretty, and I brought my other camera, testing my lightweight vlogging setup, especially for the upcoming plans, which I'll get into in a minute. But, you really have to just force yourself to make a new habit, to change the way you eat, to change what you're doing, to any habit that you want. Like, I'm forcing myself to do these hikes and to get out in nature, when otherwise my subconscious wants me to sit at home and, do nothing, or, watch TV or play fucking video games, or all the other things I've done over the years to escape from the stresses of life. The stresses of life are going to happen. We live in a stressful fucking world. There's just no way you're going to go through life without experiencing shit tons of stress. So the key is to do something consciously, and will require effort to force yourself into a routine. But the great thing about the subconscious is you can train it. There's several, you can go to hypnosis and all of that new agey shit. But ultimately, the best way to record something in your subconscious is to do it consciously over and over and over again. And it could take a while. It could take like 6-7 months of really forcing yourself into a routine. But you should stick to that routine. And eventually, your subconscious will be like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do here. And it'll become effortless. That's why I'm able to be keto full time now. With minimum cheat days. I still allow a cheat day every now and then, but it doesn't derail me anymore because I have ingrained in my subconscious that I am keto. I do not want to eat a lot of carbs. I do not want to do that to my body. I do not want to eat glyphosate and all the other fucking sugary shit. These are all things you should keep in mind when you're trying to retrain your subconscious. And the only way you will change to a ketogenic, permanent ketogenic diet or a permanent healthy diet, low carb diet, is to keep doing it and doing it. And even when you feel like cheating, say, nope, I'm not going to fucking cheat. I'm going to fucking eat the ketogenic diet. What in the ketogenic diet will satisfy whatever fucking is close enough to satisfy whatever fucking craving I may be having at the moment. And that's what you do to train yourself. And I'm here to tell you, after 3 years of doing this ketogenic diet, 4 years of fasting, I can tell you that it got way easier, way quicker. There's a group coming in. I'm going to start walking and vlogging. So overall, what you gotta, after you've retrained yourself, and after you're like, I'm keto, this is me, don't fuck with that. Because you can untrain yourself. Like, you can go off the rails of the ketogenic diet for like a week, and you'll start retraining yourself the other way. That's the discipline of it. That's what you got to do to try and cure yourself of this need to eat all of this horrible, unhealthy foods, to do these unhealthy activities. And I'm here to tell you that when you do it right, like right now with the carnivore reset I'm doing, I'm training myself to even not want vegetables as much. Like last time I came off the carnivore diet, I only added a few things back in with an occasional romp into the vegetable territory. But over time, the more often you do that, the more that becomes a regular thing. And I was starting to eat Veronica's Health Crunch almost every day at one point. It didn't really affect my weight. My weight is stable. That hasn't changed, by the way, in the carnivore diet. My weight is still stable and it's still going. But it's retraining yourself. So if you're struggling to stay keto or carnivore, and you just started out, you got to just keep at it. You really do. Stop with the cheat days for a while, for a long time, like 6 months. Go 6 months. I know you can do it in 8 weeks. You can fat adapt, but there's more to it than that. You really have to train yourself mentally. Train that subconscious autopilot so that you just don't automatically go for the fucking shitty foods, you're not tempted when you're like, that's another thing. Your subconscious autopilot, you're out, you're fucking sitting there with your friends, they're all eating the shit, and you just feel your subconscious like, hey, you should eat that shit too. They're eating it, they're happy, look at them, they're fucking great. You should fucking, do that, and the whole world will be filled with unicorns and rainbows and shit. The fact is they feel like shit. They're in bad health. They got fatty liver, they got fucking medications, they got anxiety, they got depression, they need to escape, and you're going back to that side of it. And if you want out, you've got to go through that period of time where you form the habit. Because if you don't form the habit, it's going to be a temporary fucking diet and you're going to fucking fail, you know? You're going to not get the results you're looking for. Nice little happy bench area that's overgrown and shit. Wow. Let's see what the view looks like here. It's kind of a nice little spot. Look at that. Well, I would show you that, but motherfucking, it's blowing out. Hi, little squirrel. Where are you going? And shit. Anyways, I guess what it boils down to, that's too bright. That was a poor choice. I'm going back to the woods. Sun's evil. I don't care if it does give me vitamin D and shit. That's my advice if you're struggling. So my plans going forward, I have to do something that's going to require quite a bit of discipline in the coming week. I'm planning a 5-day wilderness fast. And not just any 5-day wilderness fast, it's also going to be my first 5-day overnight backpacking trip. As in, I am going to backpack out. I'll be well fed on that hike. The fasting won't really start till I hit the trailhead because I want the energy to accomplish the hike out. I am going to bring probably around 2,000 or 3,000 calories of carnivore friendly foods. Probably going to involve some tuna and some fats and you know, so on and so forth. Whatever, that'll be interesting to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do for calories there. But, you know, it basically, I'm probably going back the way I came, which was not what I want to do. So I'm probably it's going to involve like beef jerky, pepperoni, probably bacon jerky, you know, lots of bacon jerky because that's going to be fatty, tuna, and that's probably about all, you know. We'll see what I can come up with for 2,000 calories of emergency food that'll last 5 days. But I'm betting tuna with some fat and bacon, which does have a little bit of sugar in it, but turns out there's no fiber. It's not a big deal on the carnivore diet. So it is what it is as far as however your meat was cured and preserved isn't going to move the needle emotionally or any other way. I know that because I've done it before. So that's the plan. I will go out backpacking. I will be alone for I believe two of the 5 days. Mr. Anderson has said he will be coming out the day after I get there and hiking in by himself. So the hiking part will be alone both ways, in and out. And then we're going to camp. He's going to camp for 3 days. I'm camping for the full 5. Difference being is I'm going to be water and black coffee fasting. I'll be using that coffee thing that I just received in the mail. I'm also been told I'm getting a backpacking chair by Friday. If I get that in time for when I leave out, I will, of course, pack that instead of the Walmart chair, although I'm a little worried, you know, if I get out there and I have to spend 5 days without a comfy chair, it's going to be rough. Doable, but rough. I'm sure people have survived with less. The 5-day wilderness fast is coming. Of course, I'm obviously not going to be posting videos. There will be a podcast afterwards because I do get back Thursday. And then it'll take a while to crank the videos out. It'll probably be a ton of editing. I am bringing a mostly lightweight setup, but I will bring enough camera and battery to film the 5 days, at least bits and pieces on each day. Also going to bring a couple battery packs. So I am carrying some camera gear weight to be able to document the trip. Probably not going to bring the Nikon on this one, just because that camera is just so fucking heavy. And I'm already going to have 3 other cameras. The Sony a6300, this GoPro are going to be the main cameras, along with my AX700, which is going to be the camera you guys are used to watching. I just want 3 cameras because that gives me probably enough battery coverage between the 3 cameras to document the full 5 days and shit. So that's the plan going forward. And like I said, your journey's your own. You know, vegans are talking about not being carnivore. I've gotten warning comments that I shouldn't be full fucking carnivore, that, you know, it's too extreme. And I'm here to tell you, I do not regret this carnivore experiment. It is going very well. I'm very satisfied. In fact, Lucia, who we still hang out, by the way, even though we're not exclusive, we're still together enough. She taught me how to properly cook a ribeye steak, and since she taught me that, I'm getting pretty good at it. It just going out, buying the fucking ribeye and seasoning it and cooking it. Maybe I'll go through it with her one time in a video so I can share with you guys how to be a really satisfied carnivore. Like, you literally, look at that tree. That's quite the tree. It's half dead. Squirrels are running around and shit, and I'm not capturing it. Like, I brought this camera, yet I'm just walking around with a fucking GoPro filming. So, sun is coming down though. I should probably wrap this shit up. So, if you like this video, you found it enlightening or informative, or, you know, I don't know, just tell me what you think in the comments about the carnivore diet and what results maybe you got. Share your results, because you could help somebody else make the decision to do it. And like I said, just practice. You know, force yourself, even when you don't fucking want to. Keep doing it, and I promise you, after a while, that will be your unconscious behavior. When you're walking around looking for food, you won't be looking in the fucking donut case, or in the fucking candy section, or in the soda bin, or in the fucking pasta aisle. You won't be looking for those foods. You won't be loading up on bread. You will be trained subconsciously to seek out ketogenic foods. I don't think about it. When it's time for me to eat, or when I go to the supermarket to shop, there's no decision, there's no temptation. I walk in, I walk past all of the bad shit, all the fucked up foods, and I end up purchasing ketogenic foods. And, you know, walking past 80% of what's available to us in the fucking supermarket is a life skill. So if you found this video enlightening or helpful in any way, there's kayaks and shit, please leave a tip in the virtual fucking tip jar at ScottTheTruckDriver.com, and I'll keep making these videos. Also, goes without saying, you can go to patreon.com/ScottTheTruckDriver, and for just $15 a month, you'll get access to all of my latest podcasts. Eventually, right now, you get access to all of them. That's for a limited time. I'd like to see more people sign up there, because YouTube income is shit. And that I like being able to do those podcasts, and they seem to be popular with people. They seem to be people enjoying them, interacting with me through them, and so on and so forth. Plus, that's my own platform, you know, that's aside from YouTube and ad revenue and advertisers. So I can pretty much say whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I want on my podcasts without any worry of reprisal other than social. For just $15 a month, you get access. You have to scroll down through the feed to get them all, but you can get all the podcasts that way. If you'd like to contribute to the channel a little more directly, and you'd like to, you know, really compensate me for my time on those podcasts, but maybe you don't necessarily want to listen to all of them, maybe you can only put up with a couple hours of me at a time, in that case, you go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, you pay $5 per download, and you get the podcast, and then you can enjoy a 2-hour talking head, so to speak. And I cover a lot of the usual topics: fasting, lifestyle, keto, minimalism, all of the things that are on my mind on my journey. It's mainly my journey. And I record it in high quality audio, and you download it, you listen to it. You don't even have to stare at the screen. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it while you're taking a shit. You can do it while you're washing your balls. You can do it while you're pounding the fuckmaster. You can do it while you're jogging. I don't know. You're riding your bike, whatever. It would help me out a lot if you guys all listened to that podcast. So remember, I'm not a fucking expert. It's getting dark. It's getting dark out. I might want to get back to the car before I get locked in this place. I'm just an asshole. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit.